Drunk Conor McGregor at the Tough House. Video slipped out. I'm trusting you guys saw it. He made it. It was like with his own phone. He's leaving the Tough House. He's stumbling around drunk and says something. I couldn't quite make what it was, but he laughs and he does this giggly thing. Like, people are different kind of drunks, as you well know. Sometimes you get the nice drunk. Sometimes you get the violent drunk, right? Heard about those kids that got to grow up and dad comes home, gets a little hand happy, can't remember what he did in the morning, but mom's got a black eye. There's different kinds of drunk. Conor appears to be really weird. Getting drunk appears to make Conor really weird. But what do you guys think about that? Like as a drunk Conor McGregor stumble around the tough set interest you? I won't be mad at what your answer is. I'm just asking. I've never felt that they go hand in hand. Now, to tell an adult that he can't drink when he's following the laws, being at home and not driving, it's a little bit weird to do, but commingling sport with some kind of substance abuse, I just think it's weird. I mean, I remember I had a broken heart. I was not a basketball fan. I did not. It wouldn't have wowed me for Michael Jordan to walk in. But I do remember the first time I saw him with a cigar in his mouth. And I remember how disappointed I was. I mean, I was disgusted. I was so disappointed. I was just a little boy. I was in the 5th grade. And then Jordan did more and more and more interviews of him with the stogie. And it was just so contrarian to what I had been told that an athlete does. I was told a good would not smoke, does not go down that route, does not give in to peer pressure. All these things that Jordan himself was not able to resist in the photo that I saw when I was only 10. And I've seen things like that. There was something 1 week ago with Patrick Mahomes. Do you guys remember this? I mean, this made like big news. And it had to do with the celebration parade, but it had to do with him drinking. It was like 10 or 11 in the morning. There's a parade going on. He's drinking and people caught it. And he was celebrating. And Tom Brady even backed him up. Hey, man, go get sauce. Go do your thing. You're having a party. But it doesn't really go together. It truly doesn't. The stories that you hear that we've never seen footage of it, of Sakuraba smoking in his locker room after a warm-up and just before his fight. Like, they just don't go together. And when you find it, it's a little bit disappointing. I didn't think it was the world's best idea, but I could be wrong. Maybe you don't have a show if you didn't do it, but on season 1 of The Ultimate Fighter, right, when these guys are drinking, they're partying, that's where the cameras come. The show ended up being more of the reality part of reality show than it was about the competitiveness of the toughest tournament in all sport, which you're documenting. Like whoever the producer was or director was thought there was an angle there. I don't begrudge him for it. I will just tell you, I don't think that was the image. I mean, these are athletes. It's about hard work and sacrifice, right? I watched Slap go down this same road. On day 1, you'd bring these guys out, well, this could be really interesting. You could have doctors and lawyers and developers. I mean, you could have a really interesting field that is doing the sport. They went out of their way to let us know that's not what we've got in the sport. We don't have those kind of people here. Right? They just kind of went out of their way to remind you and let you know what this demographic was about. And I feel as though if you're going to be drunk Conor, you shouldn't be drunk Conor in a mentor position over at the Tough House. They don't need to see you that way. It doesn't matter who the guy is. If he's coaching you, he's not one of you. It does not matter. It doesn't matter if he's older or if he's younger, if he's plenty experienced or his first day. If he is the coach, he is now not one of you. He does not come over drunk when you're all sober. He does not get drunk because you're all getting drunk. He doesn't show up drunk at all. He gets back to his house, he puts his phone down, and he does that in the dark of night, like a responsible person. I'm just sharing, what do you think of a drunk Conor McGregor stumbling around the Tough House? What part of that do we see as a mentorship? What part do we start to judge Conor and say, okay, then you're not taking this serious? And there is the level of that. Sure, we saw Mahomes drink. I'm sure Mahomes drank plenty, but they didn't show it to us until after the Super Bowl. So if you have Conor McGregor, who's returning from a leg injury with all sorts of rumors and scandal and reputation around him, and then he's openly coming and showing you, well, some of this stuff is true, because look at me. Look at me, I'm half tweaked. While over here to motivate the kids. I'm just suggesting for you, do you like that? Is that a good thing? Would you like to see a drunk Conor McGregor? Would you like to see Conor just having a great time in Vegas? Would you like to see that? Or would you like to see a guy who once held the moniker of pound for pound great, taking in, mentoring, and giving to what could be the next generation? Maybe mine's boring. Maybe I'm too much of a hall monitor. Maybe I got this all wrong. But there was something when I saw Conor McGregor stumbling out of the Tough House, being a weird drunk. I mean, it was like he sang a song or something. I couldn't even understand. He couldn't even hold the camera steady. There was something about seeing him as a weird drunk, knowing that he was leaving that house. Okay? Leadership 101 is not, I come over and I put the troops in a tough situation, then I hit the door and go to a good one myself. That is not Leadership 101. Leadership 101 is when the troops are in a tough situation, I am in it with them. If you guys got to sleep here 13 deep with no entertainment, no booze, then I do as well. Not I come over, I have a good time, why you all don't. I tell you to take this serious and stay sober while I'm sauced, and then I leave to go back to my private McMansion. Before I get there, I go to the Bentley outside. It's got a chauffeur waiting for it. It's not leadership. It's the opposite of leadership. And I'm wondering what you think about it. And when I saw the clip done, I trust there's a lot of people that were like a 10-year-old Chael seeing Michael Jordan smoking a stogie for his first time and celebrating that, doing a sign of celebration. I've earned this. That you're probably going to find pretty disappointing.